We just didn't know how many terrorists we had out there. So a slow, methodical search for evidence was underway. I think we all realized we had a job to do, and that was to get whoever was responsible for blowing up our city.
We were on our hands and knees recovering physical evidence, and we'd come across a hand or a leg, and that was really tragic. Fellow citizens' legs and arms and hands, you know. And I can train you for that.
We're also learning more about the victims now. At least 3 people have died, including an 8-year-old boy. More than 140 other people were wounded. Witnesses are describing horrific injuries.
There were 2 bodies that were left at the scene. We had a young boy, later determined to be about 8 years old, and a young woman, about 21 or 22. So one of my officers went into the restaurant and took tablecloths off the restaurant tables, then brought them out and, out of respect for the bodies, put tablecloths over the kids. Most of the men there were fathers, and they could only empathize with the victims' parents and siblings. So the decision was made that we would just stand by regardless, taking turns to stand vigil over these 2 young people until they could be properly removed.
I remember the news being very specific that the bomb had gone off in front of Marathon Sports. Looking at my phone, I finally put it together. Literally, her text message was, "I am in front of Marathon Sports." I distinctly remember realizing that she probably was killed in the blast. And I think at that point, I really was taken back that I had just met this girl and that she had just been taken from my life.
Everybody's in shock. Literally unbelievable. You just can't imagine that somebody would want to.
You could see the terror that was created here in the city by these bombings.
I was haunted by the possibility that more bombs could go off. That was a potential possibility until we arrested the subjects.
We didn't know who the perpetrators were, what their reasons were. No one had taken responsibility. Frankly, we didn't know whether it was over.
What's next? You know, what's next for Boston and what's next for somewhere else in the country? I mean, it was unknown. You can do that in the Boston Marathon, you can do that anywhere.